Hey, this your girl V, and I'm back with another tutorial with my model, Miss Aaliyah Pritchett. So I already did her eyebrows off camera, and I'm just shading in with the concealer with the LA Girl Pro in the shade Fun. Just making sure that her eyeshadow is gonna be pretty blended once I put the shadows on. For the palette that I'm gonna use, I'm just using a e.l.f. buffing brush and just making sure that everything looks nice and blended. What I used was the JuviasPlace masquerade palette. I didn't get that part where I did the first two shades of color. I just went on and started doing the cut crease. I'm using the Makeup Revolution C1. So the way I cut my cut crease is I put it on the concealer on top of the client's lid first, and then I let them look up, and it gives me a good outline of where to start and to where to go. So I'm just doing just that. You have to be very careful. Have a nice flat brush. I got this brush today from the beauty supply store. I think it's by Ruby Kisses. And so far so good. So you want to take your time. I like to start in the middle and then work my way from the front and all the way to the back. And once you get your cut crease the way you want it, is your desire, or if the client's eyeball, then you will make sure that everything is nicely filled in to where you'll put shadows on that cut crease. And if you feel like it is just a little bit too short, you can always go up a little bit higher. It just depends on your desire. Next, I will be using the dark brown shadow out of that palette and just using it on the outer V. And you'll see the palette in my hands shortly. There it is. And I'll be using that white goldish shimmery shade and placing it all over the lid with a flat top brush. You want to be careful as well, because once you start placing on your lid, you don't want it to merge over into your background shadow. So I'm just placing it on all over the lid. And I also use one of those copper gold shimmery shadows just to blend it in the seams lid, so it don't have to just look all white. It have a goldish effect. And since I didn't record the first one where I did the crease area, so I'm doing on the other side. And I use the 2 brown shades at the very bottom of the palette. Just going back with that first color and blending it in. And I cut the crease already and started filling in with this shimmery shade and that copper gold shade and those darker shades on the outer V. You guys, excuse me my big head. I'm sorry. And so all the MUAs out there, JuviasPlace has a Black Friday sale going on. Y'all pick up those palettes. They are very nice. I will be going online and getting mine. So as you see, I'm doing the 2 darker shades of that palette. I'm not sure the name of them. I don't have them on me, but the 2 darker shades at the bottom, brown shades, I am blending both and put them on the outer V of the cut crease and using that copper gold shade so it can have a blending effect. Don't want to just look all white. It'll be copper gold as well. And I use my fingers just to give more of the shimmer of that white. And as you can see, it really popped out a little bit more while I use my fingers. And I blend and blend. Make sure everything looks blended and seamless. Make sure everything looks blended and seamless. I did start with the Inglot gel liner at first, and it wasn't cooperating, so I just decided to do a liquid liner, and I believe it's the Sephora gel liner in the shade black. Yes, my Sephora. It's really good. And we're gonna do a mid-size wing liner. Well, with hers, I didn't do a wing liner. I actually just did an actual liner, and I stop at the very end. And what I'm gonna do is, as you can see in the video, once I get to that point, I will stop it and then have a black eyeshadow and make it matte, and I'll just blend it up into the crease colors. Now the other side. I'm just making sure that it is, all my lines looks perfect. Just making sure her inner corners looks the same as the other side. Going back into, no, I had to go into my 39A palette, Dare to Create Morphe palette, and use that black, and that's where I filled in with the liner to make it black, just matte black. And I took it up a little bit and shaded it in. And I'm using one of the crayon case pencils, brushes to apply. And I took my another buffing brush from e.l.f. and I shaded it in all the way up to the top, that black, so it won't look so harsh. Just faded it out. Okay, use a makeup wipe to remove all the fallout, everything that was on her face. And I put some MAC Cosmetics. It's kind of like a glow primer. My first time using it on someone, and it gives you a background glow. It's like a little sample that MAC given me with a purchase that I had, and I wanted to just test it out on her. Just applying it on. And also I had glitter to apply on her eyelids as well for enhancing glam glitters. It's one of the promotion glitters that I have from Miss Angel No Hello from Facebook. So go check her out on Facebook. I am going to promote one of her glitters onto my model's eyes, and it's very pretty. I can't remember the name of it. I think it was Snow White Ice, I believe. And so I'm going to apply that. I am using a little bit of nickel magnesia and applying that all over her T-zone. But I will be applying the glitter in just a few seconds here. I'm using the NYX glitter primer. Apply that on my hand and getting 2 brushes, one for the glue and the other one for the glitter that I'm about to apply. So just taking a little bit amount, placing it on the wider portion of the eye. You guys can place as much as glitter as you want to. You can put a whole lot, or you can put it in sections. I like to take mine all the way around the certain areas of the eye. It just depends on if it's too much or not. I won't apply a lot, or just, in the certain areas of the eye. Okay, for our foundation, I am using Anastasia. So yes, I'm using the Anastasia stick foundation in the color Ebony, and applying it all over her face. This is her actual skin color for this particular foundation. So I'm just applying it, and I'll be using the Real Techniques Instant Pop mini brush, and I will spray it with the Mario Badescu water and just be buffing it into the skin. You don't want to swipe. You want to pat, pat, pat. Do not swipe. Just pat, pat, pat. Pat, pat, pat. You're doing patting motions. Just pat, pat, patting motions, not swipe. If you swipe, you will start removing your makeup. Next, I will be using the LA Girl Pro concealer in the shade Fun, and we'll be putting it in her T-zones for highlight. And I'll be using a blending sponge, a beauty blender, to blend it out. And the beauty blender is damp. Do not use a dry one. And I'll go back with my foundation brush, and just to make sure that both the concealer and foundation is blended well, and that it doesn't look like I just put foundation and concealer there. Blend it all together. Next, I'll be taking some setting powder for her under eye. I am using the Black Opal setting powder in the shade, I think it's the medium shade. And I'm just placing it under her under eye to set her concealer, her forehead. Everywhere that I had the concealer, I put setting powder there. And you don't have to use a whole lot, just enough to set it, because you don't want any flashback. Okay, to just small contour, I use the Black Radiance True Complexion palette. I used a deeper shade that was in that palette for contouring. Just a little light contour, nothing biggie, nothing too big. And I did contour her nose. And I use a small brush to contour. And I use the Bare Minerals foundation powder and the compact powder to set the remainings of her face. Okay, just dusting away any powder that was left. And set it all in. Everything is all set and blended. Powder. Now I'll be placing some of my lashes that I got in today. Placing a set of lashes onto her. And y'all, she has very sensitive eyes. Like today, she was just, her eye was just so sensitive. I, applied her lashes on first. And I used the Duo Lash Glue and my tweezers to apply. Make sure they are on. You don't want to blow your lash. You want to just fan it a little bit, just a little bit, so it can get a little tacky, and then you can apply. And use your tweezers, or some people use their hands to apply lashes, whatever is your preference. I'm using the Ruby Kisses Bronze Glow, the darker bronze glow for a highlight. And I'm using a highlighter brush as well. Just giving her a little bronze glow. Nothing too extreme. She had a little glue in her eye, so I had to fix it. In the corner eye. tracing it from the corner eye. Make sure there's nothing, no glue or anything left in her eyes. So I did her liner off camera because she was getting so watery and everything. So we kind of edited that clip, and I was just fanning her and touching her up a little bit. And we're about to get onto the lips, making sure everything was back to normal. She was running eyes so much. Her eyes are very sensitive, so we didn't use as much black under eyeliner, and very lightly of a mascara. Maybe I don't think it's no mascara, but we tried. Her eyes are very sensitive. So I went back to the palette, and I wanted to do a little shading under her eyes. Just give it a little color underneath. I used the two brown shades at the bottom. I was trying to use the Maybelline mascara to have on the eyes, but that didn't happen. It's too sensitive. Alright, so down to the lippy. I did try something new today. It was called Perfection Meek. I used the Mario Badescu water to set her face. Get all that powdery off her face. And we're going to start the lips. On her lips. Remove some nasty off her lips with a makeup wipe.
No, I didn't do it last time. Do it? I didn't do your watch call. I think I didn't touch because you told me about it. Yeah, I told you. See, she don't kill me. I'm saying though. She did put a wedding too. Huh? She did put a wedding too. Damn, sure did. She did do it for the wedding.
When I tell you she has sensitive eyes, she has very sensitive eyes. So we're just trying to make sure I didn't have anything in her eyes. So I just used a little white. White.
I just want to make sure it look a little clean, decent. You know what I'm saying? When I do your last finish look, that's all. See, babe done put me to all the work over here. See?
Now back to the lips.
way. That's why the music.
And it's a duo lip liner and lipstick. So the other side was like a pinkish nude type of color. It was very cute, very subtle. It was nothing too dramatic. I really like that pencil, duo pencil.
Pictures and I'll be on your way. I sure appreciate it. Now once I do something I baby ass head for Thanksgiving, then I might do one on myself. Got the video.
And I got some clear gloss that I got from the beauty supply store.
It's so cute.
Real clear gloss, and it doesn't have to be any type of brand, just something clear.
So natural.
Just to give it a little shine to the lips. And just making sure her hair looks all cute. I'm spraying her one more time.
Sorry. Good Lord, Leah. Jesus. Oh, you can fix your hair if you want to.
Pretty much almost the final look of everything. She really loves it. We're gonna take a couple of pictures.
She pretty fans for her wedding day. Let me start Star Miss.
And this final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It's B, and on Facebook and Instagram. Bye bye.